50, and it's time to rock out with our forefathers. American-made, battle-ready style for true patriots. Whether you're marching in the parade, grilling in the backyard, or raising a toast to liberty, do it in the gear that screams freedom. Celebrate 250 years of USA in style. Wear your American pride loud. Trendjackers.etsy.com. Grab yours before the fireworks.
Oh, I can't hear you guys. Can you hear me? Hang on. Are y'all muted or am I? I still can't hear you. Hang on. Still can't hear you.
Hey kitties, what up? Welcome to Primal Scream. This is your host, Nick Graystone. For the next hour, we're going to talk about fantasy, reality, and everything in between. Let's go.
Hey, this is Fallon Vendetta, and you are watching Primal Scream with Nick Graystone.
This is Jay Muse, and you're listening to or watching Primal Scream with Nick Graystone. Nick Graystone.
I got one of my friends with me. Yeah, he's got one of his fucking friends with him, man. Why are you listening to me and you're not listening to Primal Scream with Nick Graystone, man? What the fuck are you wasting your time for? Why would you listen to Silent Bill when you could be listening to Primal Scream? Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Primal Scream, kids. Stick it in your fucking ear right now.
That's right.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Because I don't think
Now I
I
can hear you.
Oh, okay, good. Look, Ben Johnson hears me. That's all I give a fuck about.
That's all that matters, Nick.
Absolutely. But I can't hear him. Maybe because I'm wearing the wrong headset. Because I've been off for a couple of days. Couple of weeks, actually. I got my head in the fucking clouds. Is that good?
How do you feel now?
Now I hear you. That's good. I can't come unless I hear Ben Johnson in my fucking ear holes.
I mean, I have a hard time. I'm 46. I have a hard time coming anyway.
Dude, we're on the same page, man. We're in our 40s, man. Sometimes, you just need those little tweaks of whatever it takes to get us to the finish line. And we get there, man, whatever.
Finger in the butthole, my poor prostate doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. I wish, what? Honestly, I would love it if the doctor also served dinner and just did other things as well. And it could just be like a one-stop shop,
They, and all this is fresh in my head. I'm so sorry to even begin to even begin this way, but the doctor was like, "You got to get a colonoscopy. You skipped it last year when you're supposed to start it." And so I'm telling my wife, I was sitting here and I was like, "You know what? I'll go in for it. and I've flipped my script on the whole thing, right? Everybody gets all uptight about it and all that. And I was like, all I want is the footage. Like I want the footage. And I'm gonna work it into things, whether or not it's like an art film, whether or not it's like on a television in the background. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna work in the inside of my butthole into like everything that I do going forward.
Dude,
So
yes. It could be an
I've-
album cover.
do you know what I mean? Like I've turned this
Anything.
into a like it's all in frame of reference, right? It's all about perspective. So
God, like,
Yeah,
dude, I already got inspired to write a song inside Ben Johnson's asshole. So, I mean, like, it'd be perfect, man. I could use the
It's
art.
a
We
it's
could
a
make
ballad.
millions, man. Yeah,
It's a ballad.
Kind of like
a love song.
Yeah.
It's gonna be perfect.
that Alice Cooper tune, man. The ballad of fucking Dwight Fry, bro. So, you know, like, the ballad of Ben's anus.
Yeah, I love it.
What up, kitty kitties? Nick Graystone back into his house. How's that for a fucking intro? That's how we do things in Tromaville. It's fucking awesome. I'm so excited that I get to talk shop with my homeboy, Ben Johnson. Thank you for coming on Primal Scream tonight. They're not COMING. It's
Yes.
not with the U yet.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we'll,
No,
we'll hold
not
on
yet.
to that. We got to work that in there, man. You know, we got to
End of the night.
end of the night.
Nick.
The money shot. You know, as they so to speak in the biz. First question I have for you: are you an Elvis fan?
Well, I grew up inundated with Elvis stuff,
Okay.
being here in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
So, fan versus just having it kind of in your face your entire life and having a general appreciation for. I would suggest I have a general appreciation for. I wouldn't necessarily say I go deep into the Elvis catalog.
Okay. So you see, that's like me with the Yankees. They're so close, and they have a dynasty, but I'm sick of them. I don't want to fucking. I can't say I'm a Yankee fan. I respect the fuck out of them for what they did. Derek Jeter, yes, you know, fuck
So-
A-Rod, but like whatever.
I
That's
went-
just another discussion. But the reason I'm asking you about this Elvis thing is because I just had a fucking great experience. I went to go see Epic, the Elvis Presley in concert new doc that's out right now.
Ooh, okay.
The concert doc. They're doing 1 week of IMAX, and then they're going to put out the rest like in regular setting. And I'm saying that even if you're, you know, a semi fan or somewhat not,
see.
yeah, if you kind of like are into him but not 100%, go see the fucking thing, dude. It's amazing.
I got one for you already.
do you
So
got?
I went to college in Memphis, University of Memphis. When people would come to visit me, I would take them to Graceland, specifically for like the Jungle Room, right? Because it's wild. There's shag carpeting on the walls. It's ridiculous. He's got a stairwell that's like covered in mirrors. Like the house is insanity. It's absolute insanity. And one further, it's in Wright City, Missouri, or it used to be. So my wife and I, when we first moved up to Oregon from Tennessee, and met her in Memphis, she was down from Oregon, family lives up there. We get this book. Of roadside attractions. And we're like, if we're going to make this epic journey to Oregon to start whatever it is that we're starting, let's have some fun. Had two books, Roadside Attractions and Who Are They and Where Are They Buried? So we went from
Dude, oh my god! I think I'm an honorary Johnson because that's like fucking. I love that stuff. That's what I do.
bro. We went graveyard to graveyard and roadside attraction to roadside attraction in Wright City, Missouri. They had a thing called the Elvis is Alive Museum. Okay. And it's a dude who had a set of 10 criteria as to why Elvis was still alive, and he set up a small museum. And as you go through it, the thing becomes this instead of it being dedicated to those 10 criteria, all of a sudden as you're looking through the walls, it starts to adjust. It starts to change a little bit from being about why Elvis is alive to being this very self-referential sort of museum, and all the articles on the walls and all the stuff starts to become about the Elvis is Alive museum. So it's this weird like
Shrine?
meta sort of 4D thing to itself.
Oh boy.
It
So you
was
got
bananas.
you got the creeps.
I loved it. Are you kidding me? Got the creeps. It was my favorite thing. The guy had this fucking clock on the wall. All right. And so me and my old lady, we go in there and he asked her, well, ma'am, are you a true believer that Elvis is still alive? Because sometimes Elvis will still show himself to those who are still alive. And I'm like, great, we're getting into like pervert territory. What is happening? All of a sudden, she's like, yes, no, Elvis is definitely still alive. I'm a true believer from behind the clock. And I don't know how they do it, how they have it rigged up. I'm assuming magnets. All of a sudden, Elvis shoots out of the back of this clock. It's this little like picture of him, and he wiggles, and then it shoots back down into the clock. Funniest thing I've ever seen.
Is he doing
Funniest
he
thing.
doing like a tuck like Buffalo Bill, or is it
Yeah,
just,
if only it were that cool. No, it was just the it was just the hands up and then the like hip wiggle, and then it shot back down.
see,
yeah,
the guy could have went to complete infamy if he had the Buffalo Bill tuck for Elvis, because that is definitely a fantasy of mine. You know, I'm straight, bro. Like I don't, you know, I know my place in life or whatever, but you know, yeah, just like Christian Slater said in True Romance, I ain't gay, but I would let Elvis fuck me. And I would let Elvis fuck me. Why not? That's a good story to tell the kids.
it is one to let the people know. You know what I mean? It is a claim to fame, sir.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a back pocket. That's a good card to pull. You know,
rarefied air,
dude. Like during this thing, you see these chicks like totally throwing themselves at them, and you don't see one dude. Like, why not? Fuck that,
Wow.
man. Like
It was
nowadays, forget about it. You'd be seeing all kinds of shit getting thrown at Elvis.
It would be only dudes. And
Only
then, like,
dudes.
One poor lady who's like, but I like him too.
Bitch, you gotta wait in line.
Exactly.
I'm the princess. Oh, really?
I love it. No, but anyway, like Elvis is. There's some weird touch points. My high school principal, low key, was a pseudo sort of Elvis impersonator at times.
Oh, wow.
My buddy Reeves, key grip on Curse of the Were-Deer, well, one of the hunters who gets killed. Reeves went to Graceland, and he and the world famous John Brennan uncovered a very weird Elvis's ghost in the trees of Graceland.
Wow, like a picture?
Not just a picture, but like a full-blown conspiracy about it. Highly suggest you go and listen to Yuki and John's Patreon buffet. There's a whole breakdown right at the beginning as they started what they were doing about the Elvis tree conspiracy.
I'm in, dude. I want to do it.
I will do it justice.
Can
I'll
you send me a link?
I'll send you a link.
Awesome.
Yes.
And if you guys want to hear about it, I will post the link in the video later when I post this and stuff, and we'll get to all that. So, taking it back a little step, you were talking about Curse of the Were-Deer. I want to just start off by praising you, because Curse of the Were-Deer brings back that old schlock that made Trauma famous, that put him on the map. It goes back to the old school way that they did things, and I gotta fucking give it up to you, dude. You did a really cool job with this. Talk about it a little bit, man. Like, where was your inspiration from coming up with this insane fucking movie?
So it's a well. First off, thank you. Like, I appreciate that. That's I wanted the first movie I make to be a love letter to trauma, and particularly like what they call the trauma renaissance that happened in the mid '90s, probably starting around the time of Romeo and Juliet, up through like Poultrygeist into the early 2000s, right?
Yeah.
I can't say the idea was mine. It was not. The script was not mine. It was not. So Derek Johnson, the guy who plays Randy, he had a writing partner. They'd been sitting down and they wrote out a Grindhouse trailer in like 2020, somewhere in there, like 2019, 2020. And it was about a weird deer. His buddy Joe Duff, who shows up, he's the guy who gets his ears ripped off. Timmy Joe is who he is in the movie. Beard, bald head,
Yeah.
exceptional actor. Fucking him and Derek, they sat down, they wrote out this Grindhouse trailer, and they were like, "We want to make this." So Derek sends it over to me. It's like 7, 8 pages, and we just wanted to shoot something for Traumathon. COVID was coming up. Trauma Dance, the official longest running film festival, was kind of on hiatus that year, but they wanted to show a few shorts. We wanted to shoot a short. We decided we were going to do a fake trailer, and that was going to be it. We were looking. Derek sends this over to me, and he goes, "It's going to be a Grindhouse trailer, man." And I looked at it, and I said, "This is actually, it's very interesting." I said, "But there's a couple of things that I think it needs." And he's like, "What you mean?" And I said, "Well, it needs a lot more like gay sex and a lot more like dudes getting their dicks ripped off." And he was like, "I don't think that's a movie we're making, man." I said, "I'll make it. I'll pay for it. I want to direct it, but I'm gonna send this up to Jimmy, our buddy Jimmy Adamson, and I said I'm gonna let him tweak it a little bit." Derek's like, "Okay," and I said, "You're gonna be the star." Now we'd made a short called Wetworks that Derek had written, also very good. He directed that. I shot it, but I wanted to direct this thing, and I perverted their idea with Jimmy. And Jimmy and I sat down, and I was like, "Jimmy, it needs more dicks getting ripped off, and it needs a lot more like dude on dude love. Can we do this?" And Jimmy's like, "Yeah." So we did. We made this trailer. We shot 7 pages, like 7 pages. Should have been 8 minutes. Get the footage back, and I was like, "Oh no. Like, how do we compile scenes together to make a long form trailer?" And then I'd realized that we had kind of shot ourselves in the foot that way, or at least I thought so. Everybody else was like, "Show us the long trailer." We had an editor, a guy named Leo, put it all together. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Nadia White came out for it, everything. We had talent, but it was too long. It didn't pop. It didn't bounce. So I take all of Leo's work and basically truncate that into a 1.5-minute trailer that we showed at Traumathon that year during the little short block that they did. And we started having people coming up to us, and they were like, "Man, you guys got to make this movie." And we're like, "Nah, we're not going to make the movie. We don't, ha, 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 joke's on you. We just wanted to do this. We're trying to figure out what the movie is." So many people came up to us saying, "You cannot show us this trailer and not show us this movie." So fast forward a little bit, Lloyd's assistant at the time, Lloyd Kaufman, president, Trauma Entertainment, creator of The Toxic Avenger, close personal friend of ours. He apparently was talking with his assistant, and he was like, "Do we know anybody who's doing anything?" And he goes, "Well, the Shit Boys are doing something." And Lloyd's like, "Okay, we'll see how we can help." And that's when they reached out, and I was like, "We're not making that movie." And he's like, No, we can help. You're gonna make this movie." And they pushed me into it, like pushed us into it. So I got more input from Derek and Joe. They wrote out a treatment that took into account the new sort of direction that we'd taken that trailer into. And then Jimmy and I broke down that treatment, turned it into a script. Jimmy did the lion's share of that, and I would just come in on occasion and be like, "Well, what if the line was like this?" And then we would giggle like teenage girls. And then we set a date. We got everybody involved. We sent the script around. Zach Amico, Babette Bombshell, all those folks wanted to come out and help us.
Fantastic, dude. That's so
Yeah.
fucking cool, man.
And then we shot 3.5 weeks in Sumner County, 2 days at the Trauma Building, and then we had to do reshoots in October of 2022 or 2021. I forget at this point. Like my brain is fried with it. But it's been like a long haul to get to where we're at. It was 2022.
Well, you had a pandemic in the middle of it all too. So I mean,
Well, I mean, there's that, and then there's also the fact that like all these folks are taking time away from life, from family, from friends, from work. Everybody it took a hit financially to make this. From not even from taking the time off, even just as simple as that, from taking the time away. You know what I mean?
sure.
So we get it together. We are quite literally like cutting. We had 2 editors on the movie. One gentleman got us nearly 3/4 of the way there. And then we brought in a finishing editor. Then we brought in our VFX guy. And all of these are kids that were involved with the trauma system somehow and in some way, right? Like our initial editor, Benjamin Terry, was an old trauma intern. He donated some money to the movie, came out, shot with us, ended up being an AD on set, and then did the first few drafts of the film. John Bergio, who was our DIT on The Power of Positive Murder, he also, I met him on Shitstorm. He was a PA on that, and then had a massive talent for editing. So he helped us finish the movie. Leo Nazar, he came in. He did he helped with our VFX. Both he and John shared that, and Terry did a little bit as well. Actually, Ben Terry did one of my favorite bits of VFX in the movie. Everybody knows the Kabuki car crash, right?
Yes.
So we use that,
Which is great.
But-
It's a good fucking throwback.
and it's a good bit too. It's funny. Lloyd got mad about it because he's like, "It's in the city. The car crash happens in the city. Yeah, great. You got the car, but it happens in the city, and then you're all of a sudden in the country." And I was like, "But Lloyd, that's the joke of using that car crash,
Right.
I was
It's
like,
not
"That's-
supposed to fit.
That's one of those moments where we just need the visual of the car spin. My guess is it funny? I was like, I think it's funny, and he's okay, and then whatever. But what Terry did, we needed a second car crash. We needed another car going off road and then bursting into flames, nearish to the end of the film. So Terry stole the car crash from. I think it's Toxie 1.
Yeah.
Where it leaps off,
Right.
falls down the hill, blows up, right?
So you got
Stole that.
2 of the most epic fucking car crashes from Trauma that are in this movie now that are perfect.
And do you know what he does with it though? And this is where the trick happens. This is where your eye doesn't catch it. And if nobody told you, you'd be like, it's a weird match for the car. It doesn't quite make sense. It's obvious we're using something else. But we flipped the image so the car is going a different direction. Terry worked some magic, and that crash in Toxie happens during the daytime. It now happens at night. Like he recolored the scene, and then he added like headlights on the car to make it look like the headlights were on. And it's beautiful, and you don't notice it at all. It's one of my favorite bits in there.
That's fucking great, dude. That's awesome.
Stole it, tweaked it, made it our own. And I don't even know that I've shared that with Lloyd.
I'm sure it's not going to be the fucking, the ultimate sin,
You know what he would do? He'd probably look at me, his eyes would get real big, and he'd go, "That's smart. That's
Yeah.
good.
Very good, nephew.
Yeah, way to go."
You learned something from me.
Exactly, Nick. Exactly.
Oh, Uncle Lloyd, man, it's just such a it's crazy, man. You know, obviously you're a fan of these movies and everything, and
Yeah.
you grew up watching them, and then you get to call this guy, you know, your friend, and it's true, you know, like Uncle Lloyd at this last thing that we just did was so fucking excited to see me pick him up at the airport, and I'm always just gonna remember the car ride to the place and talking to him like a friend, not talking business or anything, you know. And it's just like he's a character, man. He's great.
So I was a few years removed. Like initially when I sort of went in to the whole system, it was like summer of 2000, right? I went up as an unpaid intern when they could still call them interns.
Yeah.
Now they're observers or whatever it is they call them. But then we could still use the now a wildly offensive term intern.
Right.
So I was a summer intern.
That word's been canceled. I didn't even know.
Oh, listen, no. I want to say there are aspects in business where if you call people interns, there's now an association. And Troma's like, well, no. These people are not interns. They are observers. They might do a little bit of work, but no, intern is aggressive. But anyway, enterprise observers. It's like the old George Carlin bit. You know, you dress it up with
Fancy words.
fancy words with syllables, right? Like
Smoke and mirrors.
used to be shell shock is now post traumatic stress disorder, right? Like
yeah,
you
right,
dress it up
right.
with syllables. But anyway, so I go up there and it's like from 2000 to like 2003, 2004, I was pretty involved. And like when I moved back to Tennessee from the city, there was a distribution warehouse up there, and I would take the trauma stuff up there, press flesh talk a little bit. During my time in film school at U of M, Lloyd brought Citizen Toxie down, and he spoke at the school. I helped arrange that, and anyway, we did a bunch of stuff during that time. And then I left. I went up to Oregon. I had to do what you do during that time, and that's like find proper work, secure insurance, like all the bullshit.
Grown up stuff.
Yeah, you got to start establishing. So, long and the short of this is 2008 rolls along. I'm working at Nike World headquarters in shipping and receiving, right? At their main corporate campus. Poltergeist is coming to town. Tell a bunch of guys, oh, we got to go see this. It's a new trauma movie. You guys, come with me. Come with me. He won't remember who I am. Don't worry. We'll just say hello. We'll watch the movie. It's going to blow your minds, I promise, right? And now, mind you, I hadn't talked to him in it had been a couple of years because life, whatever. So we get to the screening. There's a kid in front of me. Oh, I did sound on Citizen Toxie. And Lloyd's like, you did? Okay, great. Good. I guess. Good. Now you're here. Now you're here. Yay. He turns and he looks at me and he sees me in line. Ben! Didn't even know I had that, hadn't messaged, hadn't said, hey, I'm going to be there, nothing. And like in that moment, my heart melted.
Sure,
My heart
dude.
melted. Like it was shocking to me. But it was, how are you? Oh my God. Oh, big hugs, the whole nine. It was great. It was really, really great. But that tells you something about like, if you put in the least little bit of work into these situations, right? Where you find yourself. People will tell you all the time, don't meet your idols, right? They'll only disappoint you. Never meet your idols. Never meet your heroes. I have a vastly different opinion. I say meet them, work with them, annoy them, like
Get in their head,
ingratiate
man.
yourself. Yeah. See what happens. And it's it's worked out for me so far. I don't know about anybody else, but it's worked out for me pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. From that alone, you left an impression with him and everything, and like that's a great story, man. Like, like it showed that you did something memorable for him to remember you after all those years, because think about all the people that go through, that he probably encounters that he doesn't remember.
And that's what's wild to me, Nick. That's more so than anything else. I think that is, well, and it's also a testament to, I guess, not only that, but the level of appreciation that he genuinely has for the people that have helped throughout the years, right? For the people who have really been a part of, right? Who've given a little bit of their soul to trauma.
You're right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's definitely, there's so many names that you could throw out there that, they got their start there. They made their mark. They moved on. But, and it's a testament to.
I don't know. There's James somebody they keep talking
guy,
about. I've never heard of him. I don't know who he is.
No, yeah, the well-known guy, of course, that guy. But, I just love the fact that, Lloyd has a history before even starting Trauma and, starting with Rocky, being on that set, man. That's just fucking mind-blowing to me, and being a part of it. I actually had to be a fan for a second at this last thing I saw him at, and I brought a picture of him getting carried by Stallone. It's all grainy and shit, but I had to have him sign it, man, because it's just like, that's just like a unique thing to have, I feel,
So, and it's very interesting when you really look at sort of the history and how he came up, right? Mm-hmm. There's this little pocket of his filmmaking that doesn't get brought up a lot, and maybe some of his work on some adult films or whatever. And I don't know if that's an intentional, like, oh, let's maybe scrub, or if it's just we've moved on and now we're working on art and we have these connections to like bigger, broader things. But going back and looking, he's even said one of the best ways to learn your craft is to even work on these things, these things that are on the fringe, right? Mm-hmm. Because whether or not it is for mass consumption, whether or not it's niche audience, be it adult, be it indie, be it grindhouse, be it whatever, it teaches you and you learn, right? So then that way, when you do meet a Avildsen, John Avildsen, yeah. There you go. His work on Joe. So Lloyd met him on Joe, was brought back for Rocky. Literally, the Trauma team the Trauma team, that iteration of whatever that was at that point in time, they were the ones to shoot Stallone running through Philly. He's the one who captured him going up the stairs, right? Up those stairs.
One of the most iconic shots in film ever.
Right? He was if I remember correctly, the location manager for like Saturday Night Fever.
Which is amazing. Like, that's just a movie that, I feel like those movies are the first 4D movies. You could smell the filth and you could smell the city and the grit and everything. Like, you're never going to see Philly and New York like that ever again,
Bro, I got my jacket on in my house and I just got chicken skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got the bumps. Like, but you're right. Like that to me is, it's interesting. But he and John became such good friends that when he won the Oscar, like, apart from what Charlotte's doing now, Charlotte Kaufman is doing that with like the Alabama Solution.
Yeah, man, she just got nominated, which is amazing.
So apart from that, this I would argue is the closest that Lloyd had gotten to the Oscars was John Avildsen mentioned him by name.
Yeah.
By name in his
Thank you.
in his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
So it's
Think of how
he's-
proud of a father he is now that Charlotte just got nominated. That's a
come
fucking
on.
full circle thing, dude.
you know what I mean? Like
Absolutely,
really.
dude. You know, and I feel like it's like something that nomination is very much his too. You know what I mean? Like whether she didn't, she started off in trauma. She was an infant. You know, like that's her first
100%.
thing. You know, and she moved on to doing that.
Arguably stars in Terra Firma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a really it's a beautiful story, like from start to finish, what trauma is and whatever that finish may be. Like the arc overall
They've
is
left their mark,
arguably
man.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It really
Yeah.
is. Even the commish, dude. She does her thing, dude, and it's just like she's on another level. But and here's Lloyd still going
Still
out,
pushing away.
and doing his thing.
Proudly would proclaim. I think
He's not phoning it in, man. He's an 80-year-old man that's out there hustling like he was fucking 20, dude.
I forget if it's in one of the documentaries, and it might be in Terra Firma, in the Farts of Darkness doc. But there's a point where he makes a very big statement, and it's like one of those finger shaking moments, like he's waggling his finger at the world. My wife is the New York State Film Commissioner or whatever, and we didn't take a single dollar from them. We didn't do that. And like like they weren't filing for grants, they weren't doing anything. This was strictly art for art's sake, and they were doing it literally by their bootstraps and by the skin of their teeth.
Amazing.
And it's, if you want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, you could look at like, oh, well, would it be considered questionable if trauma had whatever? Because, nepotism, all of that stuff, all of these things that could be thrown at you, these negatives that people would toss, regardless of the fact that it's still an independent film being made in New York, and do they have the right to address that? Of course they should. But he was like, fuck that. No, we'll do it on our own. I don't care what she does. I'm very proud of her. It's wonderful, but I'm not going to tap into that because fuck those people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely fucking says something so much about his character. It's great because he easily could have been funded by that stuff, but you know what? He chose to do his own thing and let her do her thing, and
that's all projection. Like you have no idea, but you look at context clues over time, and I think it's a massive like fuck you, I am my own artist, right? To thine own self be true.
It's almost Larry David-esque, right?
Entirely.
100%, man. Like Lloyd Kaufman is the Larry David of independent horror, and it's fucking fantastic. So growing up have you been a horror fan your whole life? Like, what was your thing growing up? Like, what was the movie that sparked your brain and said, like, oh, you know what? Maybe one day I want to start doing something like this.
I was famously a late-ish bloomer into horror, right?
Okay.
You hear all these kids, they tell their stories of like, oh, I saw this in this grade, I saw that, and I was 7 years old and shouldn't have been watching it. All of that stuff.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, for real, right? Like I think it was 3rd or 4th grade I saw Child's Play. Now, before that, I had actively kind of avoided horror, except when it came to trauma. Like, trauma was an exception. Like, I saw Toxie 2 when I was 10 or 11, I think 10. And it was because I thought it was more so like a superhero movie than anything, right?
It kind of is.
It is. It is.
It is.
but I saw Toxie 2 first before I saw the first one.
Oh, interesting.
Then I saw the first one. Then I saw the third one. But horror kind of kicked in general for me with Child's Play. That was the one I was like, I don't know if I want to be. It's one thing when it's cartoony. It's another thing when it feels very real to you.
Sure.
Whatever. But
Child's
then,
Play for a third grader, man, is kind of fucked up to be watching.
and then I went full bore, and now that I'm a crusty old fart, like I seek out harder things to watch, like things that
Disturbing
are.
things.
Say what?
Like disturbing and like
Yeah. Things that most people in polite society don't like. And I mean, you've got your basics. You know, you've got your August Undergrounds, you've got your Serbian films. I
Martyrs
about
stuff, you know. Yeah.
I went. This is like literally about a month ago now. I was home. I was home alone during the day, and I threw on a Serbian film. I get a text from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm watching a feel good movie." She goes, "Oh, what are you watching?" I said, "A Serbian film." And she's like, "There is something wrong with you."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. It's a beautiful movie. It's
Sure, it looks great the way that they did it and everything. I mean, the subject matter is definitely off the fucking rails, but like, you know,
it's off the rails, but dude, what does it say about, like, I mean, it is an entirely it's a massive statement on how a person will do anything to care for their family,
anything.
anything. And then the tragedy that can befall you when that is just simply your focus. Like it and then the people who will push you when that is your goal.
Yeah.
Like the people who will push you into these depths, into these deeper, darker trenches, right? And then at the end of it, I very much like, all I wanted to do was take care of these people, and look what you've put me into. Look what you've done to me without me knowing about it. I'm going to stab your eyeballs out and fuck your brains with my cock, and then I'm going to go home and kill my family because none of us can live with this tragedy.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Like,
You know what? It does its job because that's filmmaking to me, man. For a movie to stick with you and still, for me, it's a oneer, man. I saw it once and I was like, all right, you know, I don't need to watch this again. But cinematically, yeah, it's great the way that they made it and everything. But to me, that's filmmaking, man. Movies
Yeah.
that stick with you forever.
yeah. And so some people will call it like gore porn or whatever, but I really do. I like to look at sort of like the deeper aspects to these things, right? Like, so if you look at like August Underground, Mortem, and Penance, right? You take any one of those movies by themselves. Mortem is the height of that series. The first one puts you in a very uncomfortable, weird space, right?
See, I'd never seen any of these.
Okay, great. So this is very good.
I'm
So
intrigued.
Fred Vogel is the guy who made these. He's gone on to make other things: Redson Tower, Maskhead. Had a company called Toe Tag for a minute. Very, very chill. He studied at, and then I believe taught at, the Tom Savini School for a while, right, for special effects. In August Underground, again, very difficult to watch. The way they would pitch the movie is that it's 1992, 93. You're wandering along the side of the road. You find a dirty, busted VHS. You take it home. You pop it in. You don't know what's on it. And then you see these fucked up home movies of a serial killer. So you get these moments of just absolute, like, torture, horror. Like,
It's like a snuff film.
yes.
Okay.
So the opening sequence to this movie, Nick, is a guy going downstairs. There is a naked lady tied to a chair. She is blindfolded. She is covered in shit and blood, and it's disgusting. He then cuts off one of her nipples, reaches down into a bucket that is full of her excrement, scoops up a handful, and rubs it into the wound. And that's our introduction.
All right.
So it's a serial killer and his best friend just hanging out. There are these weird moments, though, throughout it where they like go to concerts, where it's just them dicking around in a convenience store. And it's like,
Almost like Henry?
uh, yes, but less. It's very much more found footagey,
Okay.
right? Very much more like if you and I were out with a camcorder and it was like, oh, Ben and Nick are at the candy store, and you're like, oh, look, you can put the candy in your dick, huh? And I'm like, yeah, I'll put the candy under my nose. It's my candy mustache, brr.
Let our candies touch.
But it's like those little kind of humanizing moments, right?
Yeah.
That happen throughout it. But then it's intercut with the other stuff they do, and it's wildly aggressive. Second movie brings in a girlfriend who has been having an incestuous relationship with her brother. And everybody gets jealous. There's lots of murder. There's literally an old school Roman vomitorium that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
What, like an orgy?
No, like literally they kidnap a chick, string her upside down, and then everybody's puking on her and vomiting on her, and then they strip her naked and gut her.
What's that term? What do they call that?
Well, I've always heard of the Romans would call it like a vomitorium, which was a place where everybody would go and vomit on each other. Like that was a part of what they did. And usually they might, have sex and then die and kill each other. I don't know what they did.
They classed it up with the name, though. It sounds good.
With this one, just a skosh. So that tells that story a little bit through these clips and snippets. And then Penance is quite literally when she can't take it anymore. Like the girlfriend's like, this is too much for us. And no spoilers, but there is a very definitive ending to it.
Of course, it has to be.
But you watch the three of those over time, and in the first one, you're like, there is no story here. This is gratuity for gratuity's sake. In the second one, you're like, I can sort of piecemeal what's happening. And then at the third one, you're like, let me rewatch the first two to see where the story actually is. And so through home video, you see this bigger story arc. The other thing that Fred did that I find more fascinating than the rest of it is because all these were ultra low budget movies. They had no money. He was in effects school, so he had some tricks up his sleeve or whatever. One of the things they did was they degraded the digital footage even further, right? They took it like a step further back. They added some grain in, and the reason they did that is because you could see the seams on too many of the effects. And they were like, how do we hide this? How do we trick our audience a little bit further? How do we do some real magic? So they degraded the footage. They added more grain, and all it does is just amp up how completely uncomfortable, how completely real it makes everything look. It gives the movie like this weird sort of like almost like a dating sort of method, like it almost dates it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So
I gotta seek these out, man.
You should. Like the August Underground series it's a litmus test for me, right? Like I'll put that on when people come over, and if they can make it through the first 15 minutes, then usually I shut it off and put on something good, or something great, I should say. I don't usually torture people with the whole thing, but if I see them getting squeamish, we're watching all three. But that's what draws me into a lot of the more aggressive horror, is because it's weird. I don't necessarily get a lot of joy out of watching people get their guts ripped off. If people start putting on like the old shit from like Rotten.com or like eFucked or any of that stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I usually check out. I don't need to see real people getting their heads cut off. I
Nah.
don't care. Like, that's gross. It's weird. It's fucked up. It makes me feel bad. Uh, so it's not the violence that gets to me. It's the technical aspects of how
How
they're
they pulled it
making.
off.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Absolutely.
that's the kicker. And if we can use those sort of methods to tell our stories,
Why not? Man?
then let's do it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. You gotta find someone that inspires you, and it's like, even that goes with music too. Like you're not reinventing the wheel. You're just spinning it the way that you want to tell your story or put your song out or whatever it is. So if you can get inspired by somebody that did it right and sparked your brain, you just passing down the torch.
and if it makes you feel as uncomfortable as the real stuff makes you feel,
Sure.
like that's a teat that I want to suckle at. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing that I kind of want to know. And like with our movie with Curse of the Werewolf, like I and this is a thing that I very much pulled sort of from Lloyd. Everything has a happy ending in Tromaville. You want your audience to have a happy. You want them to leave feeling good, even though you just washed them in this like weird, arguably offensive stuff. This
Sure.
gross out material. You've made them think a little bit. You want to have them leave on a happy tip. So that's why we end with the wedding. Like like that's the biggest part.
That's the payoff. That's good.
Everything is good. Everything is fine. Jimmy gets mad at me when I tell people we end with a wedding. He's like, "You're giving it away," and I'm like, "It's fucking obvious it's gonna happen. Leave it alone." like, like
So can you say that there's a possibility that we might get a sequel to this?
So I tease that. I tease that a lot. I do have an idea for the sequel if we were to ever do one. I have an idea for what I think it should be. But is it on the slate, as they say? Not at this time.
Yeah.
I have a treatment for it that I wrote maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I think it's pretty good, but I don't know. I honestly do not know.
Right.
I've other stuff I want to do before I revisit. Is the bigger kicker? You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's the thing.
We got
And
this
as
other
much-
thing coming out too. This like if it, like we shot it a while ago, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. I saw the first 45 minutes of it. I still haven't seen the complete thing. That's where I met you on the
I know a
set.
co-producer who can send you a link, Nick, if you're really horny for it.
Yeah, no, I'd really like to see it, man. You
Good.
know, I definitely want to check it out. I enjoyed what I saw of it, and I'm just curious to see where it goes. It looked beautiful. And this
it
is
is
the
a-
power of positive murder we're talking about right now.
Yes. It is whatever you saw, Nick. I can tell you what you will see is leaps and bounds above that.
All right, so I'm thinking like how I saw it probably when did we film that? Last September?
Nah, it's September and a half ago. It was September 2024.
Okay, so September 2024. I saw it about a year after that.
Yeah. Whatever you saw.
And Sabrina was like, it was me, Sabrina, and Lloyd. And Sabrina was like in the, she was just cutting it up and stuff and doing whatever. And
It's Sabrina Mendoza, a
Yeah.
tremendous filmmaker in her own right.
Absolutely. If she ran for president tomorrow, I would vote for her.
Girl, you and me both. What are you talking about?
Right?
Sabrina is my heart.
She's a great kid, man. I like her. She was actually on the Primal Scream podcast about a year ago, and we had a great conversation. And anytime I see her, we just pick up right where we left off. And she's an asset to Trauma, man, definitely.
Listen, it gets no better. But she just sent over the fine cut for Power of Positive Murder, and I am. It was one of those things. And if I'm being completely honest, I was in my own little bit of shell shock after the entire experience. I don't know what got out to everybody regarding sort of the shoot, but we were plagued with things that you are not normally plagued with on a film set. It was there were, if I'm being a diplomat, it had its challenges.
Absolutely.
But if I'm being completely honest, it was like I was not traumatized, but very much traumatized by that shoot. There was a lot of stuff. I used to do a breakdown for people of everything that went on there. We had it was 8 UTIs, 8 cases of COVID, no more than 5 on any given one day, and we knocked it out inside of a week. We had what is it? 4 trips to the ER. We had to call the police at least once. It was a laundry list of things.
And didn't we have a next door neighbor of like a school of like
There was a cult.
cult?
A cult. Yeah, and you would hear. Okay, my God. And so I went there. I went there once. There were people that were there the entire time that would go, like, it felt like every 2 days to go and get fucking coffee. I went once to go and get coffee because I was like, I'm sick of these people telling me about this fucking cult.
gotta go see it
We're
for
gonna
yourself.
go. We're gonna go look at it. And I basically I came back and I was telling I was telling the rest of production, I was like, we should maybe tell people not to keep going there. We're going to lose half of our crew. These people are too friendly. They're too nice. Their accommodations are 1,000 times better. We're going to lose our crew to the cult.
Yeah.
Don't send them over for coffee
Yeah,
anymore.
no, it's definitely it was shaky ground, man. You know,
It was. And there are 1,000 different sort of reasons for that, but you can't. That's the other thing, bros. You cannot plan for what you don't know.
no, who knew that they were going to be there?
Well, and even beyond that, how do you know these people are not going to take care of themselves? Is the other part of it, right? And I don't mean to cast any aspersions on anybody. We had water available for everyone. We had food available for everyone. We made sure people were fed and that they had water. And yet I still had people going to the hospital for dehydration. Why are you not drinking? Why are you not eating
It
food?
was
Why
like
are
I
you
remember
not-
it being like obscenely hot. Like
It was
in
hot.
Some
It
days,
was a hot summer.
You know, definitely was a hot summer. You guys were there what? Fucking a month or two?
So I got there. I got there 2 days before Traumathon that year, so that had to have been around like July 14th, 15th, somewhere in there. Which I can also clock because I was passing through Cleveland at the time when Lloyd was shooting his cameo in Superman. Had dinner with him before I continued my trip up to God, what's the
Mansion.
name of the town? A port. What was it?
It was the mansion. I just remember
The mansion. Burnbrae.
Burnbrae.
Before I made it up to Burnbrae. Why can't I remember that town? That's how much
Troy?
I wiped out of my head.
That wasn't
No.
Troy.
It started with a P. Port Jervis.
Port
Jervis.
Jervis.
Fuck me. Nick.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, Port Jervis.
Even sounds like today in Port Jervis. You know,
Today.
like that's a fucking name of
Ladies and
infamy.
gentlemen, in Port Jervis, New York. Fucking it was it was intense in so many ways. And if you really like look at that entire summer, it was already challenging heading into it. The trauma team had lost a longtime friend and contributor in Doug Sackman. That happened in June. And then we were headed to set in July to begin shooting in August. Like it was a rough summer. It was a rough summer. But you know what? like I say all of that, and I'm like, oh, doom and gloom, doom and gloom, and then I look at what Sabrina, what Lloyd, what this team gave us in this movie, and now I look at it and I can't stop. I am immensely proud of what we accomplished, regardless of how fucked everything was.
I'm
And
honored to be a part of it, man. Like, even like I'm looking forward to the book coming out, Jens, I say Jens's book, man. Like, that's so cool, dude, and like I worked with Ricky before this, so I was already in like the Traumaville, I was, baby stepping in my way into Traumaville, but I feel like that shoot is where I really became welcome, because that's where I made all these contacts and stuff, and like, got to really know everyone.
Nick, you've worn the same sweaty head that I wore in the summer of 2000. Like, you're bought in. You're like, you've been officially jumped in. Do you know how many 20-year-old interns have vomited inside of that mask? You know one of them personally.
That's right.
So,
I was Toxie for a shoot. That was fucking amazing. To me, if you would have told little Nicky back in the day that I would be Toxic Avenger standing next to Lloyd shooting something that's going to be fucking shown on Trauma's site, like, no, I wouldn't have believed it, man. And it's just like, I'll always be a fan, dude. So, I mean, like, these things, even that day when Lloyd already kind of knew who I was, he stood me next to, I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, one of the leads. Annalisa is the name?
ooh, Annalisa Wall.
Annalisa Wall.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I want you to stand next to her, Nikki. Like, he's like, come here. I want to give you a prominent spot in this shoot right now. And when I watched the thing, I'm fucking got like a lot of screen time, and I'm like totally like,
You're
forever
right
in
there,
debt
brother.
for that.
So
it looks good, man. And I'm really excited to see it, and I'm looking forward for it to come out. And I feel like it is something totally different for people that haven't heard about it yet. It's Lloyd's kiss to what is it? The
Crime and Punishment
Crime
and
and
film
Punishment.
noir.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it is. It is very much a film noir. It and more so as the edits have grown. So a lot of what we're doing now, as we're making these sort of final touches to it, we're working with artists to get some really great kind of imagery for those opening title cards, right?
Cool.
We've reached out to other folks. There's a guy, I forget his first name. His last name is Heitshoe, who is helping with some music. Nolan Stoltz, who came out for Power of Positive Murder. He is a composer. He is a highly talented individual. He has made some music for the film.
Cool.
My buddy Jack Fidla, he and I just literally layered in theremin over some of Count Smokula's tracks, because they were like, "Ooh, this sounds good. Do we know anybody who's got a theremin that can just give us some flavor to it?"
That's cool.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you. Okay. Again, like, I'm chock full of story, and like, things happen in my life that I don't even understand why they're happening. When they do, I just make decisions. I bought a fucking theremin 15 years ago. You know what a theremin is, right?
Yeah.
That
Cool
kind of
shit.
deal.
I saw somebody, I forget what band it was. Oh, very weird. Marky Ramone playing Ramones tunes. He had a guy opening up for him doing that.
Oh my God.
It was very fucking weird, but you know what? It was so different that it kind of got the crowd like, looking and like, oh my God, like, what the fuck is going on? And then you get a blistering set of like 45 Ramones tunes after that, with a guy that's like a doppelganger to Joey.
Joey up there?
So
I love
it sounded
that.
great. Yeah.
Bro, So I bought this thing like 15 years ago. I was very stoned, very, very stoned. And I was like, I'm going to get a theremin, man. And then on Sunday mornings, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to wave my hands and make science noises at the cats. And like, I bought it. Week later, it shows up. And it was maybe about 3 weeks of me getting up on Sunday mornings doing that before my wife was like, never when I'm in the house. Never when I'm in the house.
So it went back in the box for 15 years.
Well, it goes away for a while. And like periodically I'd pull it out and I'd just be like, wee woo. And it was great. So I get this message from Sabrina the other night and she's like, do we know anybody who plays theremin? Lloyd wants theremin over some of these tracks. Help me. And I said, let me tell you something. So then I literally whoop this bastard out and I'm like, I go upstairs. I record a little video and I was like, I can't play music on it. I'm not musical with it. This is what I can do. Just get, I get the standard Lloyd. Yay, TYXOXO. And like, I was like, okay, great.
Dude, now you can add composer to your fucking list of things, dude.
And a dude down here who helped us with music on Where Dear, Jack Fiddler, he's got a little home recording studio. So we go in, we take Smokey's tracks, and he and I just figure out a couple of key places because we're not rewriting the music. We're not making it like theremin laden. But we add a few accents.
The theremin mix.
Yeah, entirely. And fuck me if it doesn't work. It works so good.
Perfect. I love that. That's great, dude. That just adds to the fucking to the movie, man. It just, it's just another great layer that's added to it.
And you don't know what you don't know until you ask, man. That's the other thing. And it was like
It's true.
It very fortuitous, so to speak. Very fortuitous.
So what are you thinking, like, at ETA for this? When do you think that this movie will be ready to be seen?
Very good question. Very good question. So we are on our fine cut. Your edits go through several cuts, right? You've got your assembly first, which is just stringing all your scenes together. Then you get your rough cuts, which scenes will be reorganized. Some will be dropped, some will be added, some are extended, truncated, whatever. So you'll go through a bunch of iterations of that. Then you get to your fine cut, which is where we are now. Once we have buy-in from people, we will have picture lock. And then once we are at picture lock, we send it over to audio design and then color correction. And once we get those two last little pieces done, we will have a movie. We are thinking, hoping, praying, fingers fucking crossed, that we will have those last little couple of elements done by mid to end of March. So we're in the last few weeks.
Yeah,
and then
dude.
from there, we're gonna start pimping. We're gonna start hitting theaters pretty hardcore. Festival run probably before like a theatrical situation.
Just give me a fucking reason to come back to Alabama, dude. I had
Well,
so much fun, man.
Alabama's great. Tennessee's gonna be good.
I want to come to Tennessee too, dude. Like I haven't gone to Graceland. I was gonna go for my 40th, and I gotta go. So
Elvis is in the trees, baby. He's in the trees.
Nick's gonna be in those trees too.
but very soon, like if you'd asked me this like 6 months ago, you would have got a vastly different answer.
Yeah.
It would be like I don't know if we're ever gonna have a movie done.
Good.
But now we brought in another constant trauma collaborator, Brandon Bassam, Feartown USA.
I just did something with him. He's doing this movie called
Bleach.
Bleach. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an extra in that. It was cool. They shot it at Lucky 13.
Up there in Brooklyn, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So Brandon wrote hashtag Shakespeare shitstorm, and there were a couple of elements at the beginning of Power of Positive Murder that we tweaked and we changed visually, but now we needed an auditory bit to help reconnect what we broke and fixed visually. So Brandon came in and he wrote us some wonderful voiceover that Adam Peltier, our lead, that he read and gave a brilliant performance to. But Brandon came in, helped us fix some of that
Cool.
that voiceover. And the movie sings, dude. Like I cannot again, I can't tell you. I was like to see it grow and especially grow out of those trials and tribulations immensely.
Yeah, man, you guys had a lot going on, bro. And like you said, at the very least, with all that shit that didn't happen on set, Doug passing away in June, dude, that's a fucking huge blow, man, because that's, one of the pioneers of the thing, man. And that just, that could bring a lot of people's spirits down and, rebounding from that and making something like this. This is, it's a special movie, dude.
Dougie was he was one of the first people I met in the summer of 2000. Like they had just finished Citizen Toxie in '99, and Doug had come on as sort of Lloyd's assistant / head of production there in the Troma office. He was one of the first people I met there, and absolutely wild in his youth. And that never changed, but immensely talented.
Fuck yeah, dude!
And it was crazy. Absolutely.
There's only one Doug, but if I ever had to compare him to somebody, it would be Dave Brockie from Guar. Total same spirit animal.
Do you know what I mean?
You never saw them in the same room, so you never know. But I'm just saying, dude.
So, but so many good memories like tied to that, and you sort of carry that spirit through.
You got
right?
it, man. Yeah, man. He made his mark, dude, and he deserves nothing more than that. And hopefully, I don't know. I don't want to speak for anyone, but maybe that this film could be dedicated to him, dude.
Well, I'm going to tell you things, or maybe not, but I'll allude to some things. There is very much space for that, and is that a thing that has been talked about?
Good.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? I don't have a say in any of those things, dude, but that's something I would love to see. So, if anyone's listening that has that power to do something, that'd be, I think that would be a nice little tribute to a guy that deserves it. So,
well,
I hope I don't get in trouble for saying something like that. I don't think I'm disrespecting anyone. I think I'm just honoring somebody that deserves to be.
Who are you getting in trouble with?
No one. Who the fuck's listening?
I mean, who are you getting in trouble with? No, and again, like I say, in full seriousness,
we go there sometimes.
They have been they have been discussed. Cool. It has been discussed, and there may or may not be plans in place, but those are ultimately. Those decisions we leave to the auteur. We reach out to Lloyd, and that will come with his blessing. But regardless of that, if you start looking through that, it is that history. Have you ever watched the Thick Brown Line?
Thick Brown Line.
Yeah.
Only in the toilet sometimes, but no, never the movie.
It's the documentary. It's the making of Tales from the Crapper.
Oh, okay. So I was close.
You're very close.
No, now I think now I'm intrigued. Again,
If you haven't, I highly suggest it.
It's
It
on Trauma
was.
now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
you know what? That's a good plug. I'll do this for Uncle Lloyd. Kids, if you're not subscribing to Trauma Now, what the fuck is wrong with you? Please go to Trauma Now right now, download it, sign up, and not only will you get the first month free, it's only $4.99 for each additional month. And you could see Curse of the Werewolf. You could see all the Toxic Avenger movies. You could see hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm. You could see Sweetmeats, which I'm surprised Ricky Glore did not call in and hound you today.
Well, let me tell you something about him. I'm gonna tell you real quick. I don't know how long you got on these things. We can take this off air for all I care. I don't know. All I know is this man needs to learn one quick lesson.
What's that?
One quick lesson, and this is it. He wants to. Oh, Nick, you didn't bring me on before you brought on Ben. Well, you know what, Ricky? You get what you work for. You get what you work for. And when I say that, I said I pushed Nick. I pushed him. I said, I will be on your show. I want to come on. I don't need you to ask me. I'm telling you, you have platform. I want to come and exploit platform. And you said, my friend, please do. If Ricky knew what Ricky thinks Ricky knows, Ricky would have pushed that button a couple of years ago. I'm sorry.
Well, Ricky has been on the show before, so.
Oh, so now he's just busting balls then.
Yeah,
Now he wants
so
to
now
be
he
Mr.
wanted
Big
to-
Man.
I
now
think
he's
you-
crybabying because somebody else gets his seat. Is that what he's doing?
I think I don't know. Ricky wants to plug the thing that we're doing right now.
Casually cool. Right?
Casually cool, baby. So, and he's trying to do also truly
It's no
Trudy.
curse of the weird, dear.
Not many things. Not many things are. Not many things are, my friend. And that's no disrespect to Ricky. Ricky made a funny, great, fantastic, fucking heart-filled movie, Sweetmeats. I love and I adore, and it got me in the door to Trauma. And like I said, man, I've said
there
this
in Ohio, right? For the premiere?
I was.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought that's where I'd seen you last year.
Yeah.
Was back in March was there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Sold out crowd. Are you
Yes, it
kidding
was,
me?
man. It was a great fucking. It was a
Gorgeous
great
night.
scene. Seeing it on the big screen like that with my friends and stuff, and you know what? It was my intro to getting into the door for Trauma. Something I've tried for many years unsuccessfully, and then finally I got it to be. And just like anything else that I've done in this life, once you let this motherfucker in any door, I'm going to open up other doors. And I'm going to lead to other portals and stuff. And that's what I've been doing. So,
And
that's what
how
you
it
got to
should
do.
be, Nick.
That's what you gotta
That's
do.
how it should be, right?
Exactly.
And it's those things that it's building, and in the corporate world they like to call it networking, whatever language you want to use.
And I hope that word never gets canceled, because networking is the key to making yourself a mark, opening doors for others while you just doing your thing, and that's what I'm doing, man. Like, that's what you do, that's what we do. That's what Trauma was built on, with networking and opening doors.
You give a bit of yourself, and to me that's the biggest thing, right? If I didn't have a passion for no budget cinema, if I didn't have a passion for DIY, if I didn't care, why would I drive to Alabama? Like, to hang out for the
Exactly,
night?
dude. You know what? Exactly. And like I said, I had such a blast going there and doing that. The fucking shout out to the theater that we showed it in, the Independent. They do such a cool little thing over there. That whole fucking little mall that it's in there,
It's
really
a
cool.
beautiful little ecosystem of people supporting people caring about. in any capacity, bro. While I was there, I found a yarn store, and those ladies were fucking, they were amazing that ran that place. And low key, you say, "Oh, I'm here for a movie over at the Independent," and they're like, "Oh, are you part of the thing, the new schlock thing?" And I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm just a fan, but I know the guy." And they told me about a film that they want to get screened there.
There you go,
So,
dude. So
low
you're
key,
networking. There you go.
I came in, I told Josh, I was like, "Bro, you got to talk to them women. They got a movie that is going to work so well here." It's anyway, all of that stuff to say, like, if there is no passion and no care, then don't do it. Don't do it. Do anything else, right? Like a normal person, a normal person would look at what I ended up doing in 2024, leaving my home in July and not getting back until like mid-September. Like I have a wife, I got dogs, I got cats, I got things at my house that I love. I love sitting on my couch with my dogs and my wife and watching my TV and not thinking about anything.
And
I
you're
love
yarn
that.
too, right? Because
Oh my God,
see,
bro,
dude,
if I
you know
can-
what? I put that on my list right there. I don't know if you could see it, but that was third on my list that I wanted to talk to you about.
This motherfucker knits.
He knits. Not only does he make cool fucking movies, he knits. And to me, that's even fucking equally as intriguing to, I'm wearing a thing that my friend knitted, and you complimented me on it the last time.
And low key,
It's so cool. My friend Lincoln, I want to give her a shout out because she deserves it, man. She works at Crimson Culture Tattoo in Massapequa. My friend Crystal, who I do shows with, but Lincoln made this great knitted hat, and it's my favorite fucking cap that I've been wearing. I think it's made for somebody that has dreads, but I don't have it. I'm bald as fuck, but you know what? I rock it well, so I got to wear it.
I do a level of research as well, Nick. I went through it. I was watching a couple of your podcasts today.
Okay,
right,
cool.
and just to kind of prep to see what we're getting into here, right? And lo and behold, that one from like December, it had to have been early December, maybe around the 11th, 12th, somewhere in there. You had a comedian on who had to bolt outside of the first like 20 minutes. It was you and the tarot card reader. And
my favorite ex-wife.
yes, you got and she did a card pull for a Cuomo who called in. So, but I'm watching. You were talking about the hat that you got from the folks down at the tattoo shop, and I was like, "There is the moment. This is where it all begins." But yes, like knit, crochet, your brain gets the same chemical dump that you get from like a yoga or something like that. It puts you in sort of the same headspace. New York Times did a study about it, and it's literally the same chemical dump. And so part of it is like when I get too whatever about anything, or if I'm super depressed, if I'm super like too worked up, if I get too scattered, like right now I'm working on just simply a dishcloth, like just simply a dishcloth,
But it
just,
balances you.
it does. And it's
love that.
one of those things where you can always come back to it. And like if your shoulders are up here, it puts them down here at the end of it, and like you get back to center. And it's I love it. And at the end of the day, you have something to show for it. Like
That's
so,
great, man. That's awesome. You know what? Like, kids, listen to the man. He's giving
Learn to
you
knit,
pointers
learn to
right now. You know,
crochet.
like if you're whatever you need, like, if you need some kind of release or something, try something new. You never know. You might like it. And
and I will tell you, so many grandmothers. I am everybody's Nana's best friend. When I travel, everybody's Nana wants to come up to me and be like, "What are you doing?" Because again, obviously, like you look at me, I'm a mess. I'm an absolute mess. But I'll be there. I'll be there, and we've talked trauma so much. I'll be in my Toxie shirt. I'll be in a green Jello t-shirt. I'll be in whatever sort of roughneck looking vagabond hasn't washed himself in a couple of days. I got my yarn and my needles out at the airport. Everybody's grandma wants to come up to me and be like, "What are you working on?" Ooh, and then they whip
It's a
out
good
their yarn.
conversational piece, dude.
Then you start hearing stories and laughs, and it's a community that you can only find when people are actually out actively doing it. And I also like that. Like, I think that's a beautiful thing.
I still have some of my nan's stuff that she knitted, back in the day that like she gave to us, and like, for hangnails sometimes, those things get caught on them and shit. But you know what? They were made with love, bro. So like that's cool. It's love, labor. And it's something like you said, man, at the end of it, you feel some kind of release, and then also you made something. You feel accomplished. So, hey, fucking A, dude, So, do you have anything that you want to plug at this time?
So, well, I mean, you hit the high note, but Trauma Now, please, $4.99 a month. First month is free. Again, $4.99 after that, or as Lloyd will tell people, you just get a new email address. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Keep riding those free months.
That's the love. That's the man right there. He's telling you the way around it.
Here's how you cheat our own system.
Trauma Fan 1, Trauma Fan 2, Trauma Fan 3.
right. But no, obviously, yeah, like Curse of the Werewolf right now. Watch my socials, please. I am at yarn_Yeti. We're gearing up for another feature called Camp Nude Away. We have a beautiful script. We have a couple of very interesting people attached to it, and hopefully production on that will begin sooner than later. We're looking at doing a teaser trailer for it in May. And then, yeah, I mean, shit, dude, I've like, there's been a ton of like weird little indie stuff that I've been a part of. And, just find me on social. Hit me on Yarn Yeti. I'll tell you at yarn_Yeti. I'll tell you everything I've been a part of, and what you should be watching and what you should steer clear of.
It's awesome. I want to thank my sponsors, first and foremost, Mr. Beery's. Kids, there is only 300 and something days left of the infamous and legendary Mr. Beery's. I will be sad as shit to see it go, because any band that I've ever had, I've played there, and Steve is a legend in his own right. And they just had a successful cystic fibrosis benefit that they put on this past weekend, raised a lot of money. Greg Beery took the torch. Steve was down and out. He couldn't be there, but Greg successfully ran it. So I just want to give a shout out to my little brother for doing that. There's always something going on at Mr. Beery's. Check it out on Mondays. Monday Okie, hosted by Kevin Mundy. Vinyl Nights Tuesday. You pick your favorite side of a vinyl, bring it in there. They'll play it for you. Wednesday's Video Game Night. Thursday, tonight, is Open Mic Night. If you got a song and you want to sing it, if you got anything, just go there. It's a good time. Tomorrow night, I was supposed to play, but I can't because I have filming to do with my little one. But tomorrow night, Pacewan is going to be there with the Full Blast Movement. They raise money for mental health awareness and suicide prevention, and I'm always for that. I've done a lot of events with these guys. They're fucking solid. Shout out to Kenny Mercer. He's the one that spearheads all this. So tomorrow night, Pace One is headlining. There's a bunch of local artists that's going to be there. Joey, Lucy Rube, Blake Grossman. I worked with these guys too. Good kids, man. So go check them out. On the Saturday, the 21st, Songs from a Blank Disc and With Decoded are going to be there. Sounds like a fucking bootleg operation, but whatever, man. Go check it out. On the 26th, Whippets. I don't know if that's the band or if they're really actually doing Whippets and Beeries, which is definitely not questionable because I'm sure there's Whippets going on sometimes at Mr. Beeries, if not
I've
every
been
night.
down on Shakedown Street. I know what you're
Oh,
talking
yeah, man. Absolutely. The balloons, baby. So what I got going on this weekend, I am going to be at iHeart Festival with Zozo. We're going to be promoting a bunch of stuff that's coming out, and a couple other people are going to be there as well. The Plantain Twins, who are the stars of a film that me and Zozo are going to be on. That is called Then Came a Rainbow. So we're going to be there with them. Ernie O'Donnell from Smodcastle, he's going to be there. I believe Felissa Rose is going to be there too. So it's going to be a pretty cool event. Oh, also Robert Pritchard and Cindy Mannion from the first Toxic Avenger. They're going to fucking be there. As well as our boy who does Toxie all the time with his girl Sarah.
Oh,
They're going to be there. Fuck, man. His name...
JT and Lisa.
JT and Lisa. Thank you, Ben. Now I'm not an
Beautiful.
asshole. You know what? The other day, JT came up to me in the Alabama airport, and he like started walking towards me. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm ready to headbutt him because I hadn't seen him without his mask in a long time. And I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? Like, I hung out with him all day the day before, but hey, man, you know, you have that mask on, you look different. So
I don't know if this annoys him or not. I honestly I can't tell, but it's a thing that I learned from Lloyd when he is Toxie.
Yeah.
When you see Toxie, it is always Toxie. You never address them as the person.
Yeah.
So when I see him as Toxie, I always just address him as that. And then I don't talk anything that I would talk about JT. In fact, sometimes I like bust JT's balls to Toxie. I'm like, that JT kid, like, where the fuck is he right now? Like, why isn't he here? He should be working. Like, this is ridiculous. You're here. You're the big star, and you're moving this stuff around. Where the fuck is JT? Slacker. Like, I'll just start breaking balls. But like, hand to God, I got that from Lloyd. We did a couple of things where he would put me in the mask and the little tutu, and I would come out as Toxie. Toxie, you're here. Where the fuck has Ben? Like, he's supposed to be here right now. He's not here. Why are you putting the flyers on the people's seats? God damn it. And the whole time he's doing this, there is an audience of one. And it is usually the promoter of whatever we were doing. So, like, Long Island Film Festival is the thing that we did. And fucking sure as shit, like, he is running me up one side and down the other. I can't believe the Toxic Avenger is here doing it. And he's all big show just for this one person. And I'm like, well, then that's what we do. That's what we have to do. Whenever we see a Toxie out there, that's what we do. We break the balls of the person who is in the mask.
Oh, Lloyd totally broke my balls when I was doing it, dude. He was like, because this is before I had the gastric bypass, so, you know, I was 150 pounds heavier. So I'm standing next to him, and he was like, Jesus Christ, we got to get Dinklage in here. This guy's taking up too much camera space.
Toxie, you've let yourself go.
Yeah, he was saying all kinds of fucking like girth things, but it was funny, man. It was a good time fucking doing it.
Hollywood nights, huh, Toxie? Like,
oh my God! All right, so I'd like to also thank the New Jersey HorrorCon. I'm going to be doing an appearance with them on the 29th and 31st of May at the Delta Woodbridge, with the legendary Catman himself, Peter Criss. We got Bill Moseley in his house. We have a Toxic Avenger reunion. Mark's going to be there, Mark Torgel. We're going to have Mitch Cohen making a very rare appearance. The original Toxic Avenger is going to be there. Kids, he's there. He doesn't do many conventions. Definitely go meet him. He's awesome. He's a nice guy. Lita Ford is going to be there too.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No,
to
go
step
ahead.
Famously in Toxie 4 also is one of the redneck truck drivers who drags Pompey behind the car. He's the guy who gets his face smashed down on the motor of the car and turns up.
Shit,
And
I totally
he's
forgot
black
about
too.
that.
That's Mitch. Yeah, that's
There
Mitch
you
as
go.
well.
And Mitch
There you
Cohen
go.
was also in Citizen Toxie as well. And Jennifer Baptiste is going to be there as well. So check that out. Again, May 29th to the May 31st. March 20th. Oh, yeah. Your boy, Nizza, me, is opening up for the legendary Onyx at Cellar in Hamden, Connecticut. That's going to be a great show. That's also a Full Blast Movement show. Next weekend is the Long Island Horror Convention of Horror. Lloyd's going to be there. Also, Hannah Fearman, VHS. New to the toxic world, to the Traumaville world, as I believe it's on Trauma now. Frankenhooker was picked up by Trauma, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Distributed
Patty
by now. Yeah.
so Patty Mullen's going to be there as well. Alex Vincent, Charles Edwin Powell from Exorcist 3, which I'm hosting a panel for him. We're going to do a deep dive in Exorcist 3. We're going to talk about how, in my opinion, Exorcist 3 is better than the original, and it was also Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite movie. So, Jamie Root, Jason Levy, Michael Levy, Phil Falcone, and Gil Brando Acevedo are going to be there, and those guys are from the Terrifier series. You know, that funny movie about the clown that's making fucking bank right now? They're going to be there. So please come to the Long Island Convention of Horror next week. That's going to be in Hop Hog at the Hyatt Regency. And yeah, that is about it. I want to thank our guest tonight. Ben, thanks for hanging out tonight, dude. It was a pleasure. I learned so much of stuff that I didn't know. And it's always cool to shoot the shit with you, dude.
You tell me whenever, Nick. God bless you. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, brother.
This is a party. And you know what? I'll leave on this note. Ricky Glore, stop being so fucking jealous.
Don't worry, Ricky. I'm still yours too. We're gonna be on here talking about Casually Cool.
Ricky, I'm talking to your girl. You don't know it. Ooh. I'm in her.
That's hysterical.
Sorry. Whatever. No, beautiful movie he's made. Wonderful guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ricky's awesome. Sweet Meats. Check it out. It's on Trauma now. Check out Curse of the Werewolf. Check out everything. First month free. $4.99 each additional month. Uncle Lloyd, I love you too. I will see you. Ben, I'll be coming to the Midwest eventually. Hopefully we cross paths soon, dude.
It's gonna happen. I can already tell you it's gonna happen, brother.
Absolutely.
Again, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Take care, man.
Thank you, guys. Guys, again, I'm Nick Graystone and you're not. Later.
Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The Nizza.
God bless, guys. Thank you so much.
Primal Scream is produced by Tony Walker and executive produced by Demon Scar. Always remember, nobody writes your story but you. Later. Thank you for listening to Primal Scream. I'm Nick Graystone, a.k.a. The